Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 20th through 26th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, or have some other significant Gemini placement in your chart. If you're returning to this channel, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here, and I do hope that this is a good reading for you this week and that it resonates. As you can see, I've pulled all the cards in advance, and I use two different decks here. I use the Marie Hope's Cartouche deck. It's as you can see, is Egyptian in style. And I will clarify with the tarot deck. This week I'm using what at least in my version is called the Tarot Classic deck. I believe this is actually a version of the Tarot of Marseille. And I'm going to pull an oracle card, and I'm actually going to read from its little booklet too. This is the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle, and I prefer the longer version of what's on the card in the booklet. So I will actually, at the end, pull one for you and read it to you. All my links are down in the description box below for my, my website, my social media, my PayPal, all that kind of stuff, which you can check out there if that interests you. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you choose. And if you do like this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any new videos. Okay, so let's begin at the beginning, Gemini, with your horoscope spread. I'm going to look at this according to the houses of astrology. Please do keep in mind that I'm going to be giving the broadest interpretation for these houses. I may actually have some specific messages for specific people that may come through. And if they do, only take it for you if it resonates with you. If I'm talking about a situation that you feel has nothing to do with you, then it's not yours. So do understand that this is going to be, because it's a general reading, it's going to be very, very broad. Okay, so first house is Aries energy, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want others to see you. And you have Lotus with the Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot indicates that you've been very determined lately. This is a good card. It's Cancer energy, has a lot to do with being in control of your situation, moving to take action, to move towards something. So this is literally the opposite of the energy of stagnation and just, maybe feeling stuck or not doing anything. The Chariot indicates that you are moving and shaking here, so to speak. Now we do have it with the Lotus card. So Lotus, to me, this is a card that comes up. Now it's a card of having a calm mind. So one interpretation is that you are coming across as calm, poised, centered, grounded to the people around you. The other possibility is that perhaps you have been very anxious about stuff. Maybe you've been anxious about whether you have control of situations. And if you feel that that's more the tone, then this would be telling you that you can relax. Lotus is definitely a card of sort of calming the mind and taking a more centered and grounded approach to things. Taking a deep breath, stepping back, looking at something as though you're either watching it, happen to somebody else or watching it on a movie screen. Like there's just to stepping back, and I feel like this is what's also going to give you more control. We do have card number 7 with the Chariot, and this card does have a 1 + 6 with a 7, so I often find that when I have the same number showing up in the main card and the clarifier, sometimes that number is significant, so you can decide whether the number 7 means anything or not. It can be 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months. It can be the 7th month, July, which actually does correspond to Cancer. Or it could just be that 7s in the tarot may indicate that you are at a point of, you've passed some initial trials and now maybe you are at a moment of making some decisions about where you're going. 7s sometimes have that energy of, am I seeing this clearly? Should I defend my position? Should I give up on something I've invested in? Or do I have all, is there something hidden from me? Do I have all the information? Like that's all the elements of 7 energy in what they call the Chariot constellation. So the Chariot would be about making those decisions and sort of getting control of things. And I feel like this is where you're definitely headed to. Second house is Taurus energy. And Taurus is about money, finances, your values. And we have the Page of Pentacles with Horus. So, okay, I feel like with Page of Pentacles, there's a new financial plan here, or perhaps a new source of income. Nonetheless, pages have to do with preparing and taking the first steps of something. Or you might just be in the planning stages of something. Now with Horus here, Horus has a couple of possibilities. Now this is, first of all, it is a very, very good card if money has not been great. This definitely indicates being able to overcome difficulties. So Horus is definitely has a heroic quality to it. I'm able to weather this and to overcome this. This could also have to do with family or a family matter. So I don't know if there's family finances that are in the works here. I mean, this isn't the house of other people's money, but it does seem like you may be making some personal financial plans that may be related to something connected to the family. This also may have to do with healing. So I don't know, maybe some of you are opening a flex spending account for your insurance or something like that. There's definitely a sense here of, with Horus, that this has a vibe of either of healing, it has a vibe of family, and also of getting creative with stuff. So I don't know. Overall, this is definitely a card of coming through a difficulty if there have been difficulties. This is definitely about creativity, being inspired, and yeah, you can decide which of those things apply. But whatever it is, it does seem like there is some kind of a new plan or new in force with regard to money, or perhaps a new means of gaining financial stability. Third house, you have Gemini energy, your own energy. I had to think about that for a moment. Okay, so yeah, this is your own energy, and this is a house that has to do with everything connected to Mercury, communication, travel, although this would be short distance travel, sibling relationships, brothers and sisters, probably technology to some degree. It's also the house of self-effort, so if you are in your own business, this would be connected to that. Okay, we have Seth here. So Seth is indicating a block or a problem or an anxiety. So it seems like there could either be a delay or some kind of anxiety over something. This could be connected to business. Like if you're self-employed, this could be connected to messages that you may be receiving or communications from somebody, or potentially with a sibling relationship. I don't particularly see that with the supporting cards, but again, you know your own situation, so this is going to apply differently for everybody. You have it with the Crook and Flail, and the Crook and Flail is a card of, well, it's a card of being seen, really. It's a card of status, ambition, taking a step up in something. So I feel like there's a situation where you need to be confident, maybe need to apply yourself. This is a very ambitious card, but it also involves self-discipline. So for instance, if business is an issue, if being self-employed is an issue, then this may be, and maybe you're having problems, then this may be saying, okay, it's time to be confident in yourself and your abilities, time to take a step up, time to take a step, towards being seen. It can also indicate that if you've had any kind of message that is questionable here, where maybe you feel like there's a quarrel with somebody or a problem, I feel like Crook and Flail indicates you're being on the right side of things. This could be a sibling quarrel too, just based on the house. But Crook and Flail would indicate being on the right side of things, being on the side of truth, or telling the truth about something. I feel like it's, I feel like if there's a situation where you feel you've done something wrong, this would be saying you haven't done anything wrong. Like you are on the right, you're in the right, I should say, in the eyes of another person. So if there has been any kind of misunderstanding or difficulty, this is assuring you are in the right. We have the Four of Wands modifying this. Now, Four of Wands sometimes has to do with somebody, it could be somebody that you're married to, could be somebody who lives in your home. It doesn't have to be at all. Four of Wands generally is being kind of at a safe and stable place, okay? But Four of Wands seems to indicate that you are branching out and moving into new territory. It's like, you're in this stable and very satisfying place, but you know that it's also time to move forward. This is the Marseille Tarot, but typically on, say, the Rider-Waite Smith deck, you will see basically a couple standing in the middle, and there'll be two wands on either side. People call it the 11-11 card because it looks like there's two 11s with the two staves in those positions. But they're basically standing there in front of a castle. They're celebrating. They look like there might be a wedding. But it's very clear that there is a sort of a gate with those four staves that are upright to be passed through. So you have accomplished something, you are in a good position, but you are in the process of moving on to something bigger and better. And maybe you are at this point that you have been satisfied, and maybe you're worried about, progressing through that gate, what that's going to mean. That could also be a possibility, especially if you're in your own business. But generally speaking, I feel like it's either that or there's been some kind of miscommunication or difficulty or quarrel somewhere that seems to indicate that things are going to be stable, secure, and just fine. So, so take that as it resonates for your particular situation. Fourth house is Cancer energy, And Cancer has to do with your home, your family, your general environment, your sense of security. Specifically, this is the house of the mother, but doesn't have to be. Again, not all of these things are necessarily going to apply at once, so you can decide which one applies for you. We have Anubis with the moon. Okay, so the moon seems to indicate, okay, Anubis indicates protection to me. Now, it can indicate travel. So maybe for some people there is going to be a move, but I don't, I'm just looking up at some of the other houses connected with that. I don't necessarily see strong moving energy, but it is a possible interpretation here. Anubis to me is more about protection, about negotiation, maybe a situation where you have to be diplomatic. So maybe over here, this may be a situation, a family situation that's causing a difficulty. I'm not sure. But this also just has to do with protection. So whether that's you're protecting, whether this has to do with your mother, whether you're protecting her, she's protecting you, whatever the situation is, we have it with the moon. So I feel like there's a situation that is cloudy or unclear. There's a lack of clarity in something, and maybe people are being defensive. Maybe people are pulling back, but trying to maintain a certain boundary, perhaps. But also, I don't know. I don't always necessarily feel this is about boundary setting. I mean, I think it is, but I also feel like this may be a situation that has to be handled carefully and tactfully, and probably because of the moon, because I have a feeling if there is some kind of a quarrel here that's connected to family or to your home, then it may be that the moon may indicate that some things are not as they appear to be, or some things may be obscured or unsure. So take that as it resonates. But Anubis suggests to me, I don't know, there's definitely, I feel like Anubis brings a sense of protection and safety. So I feel like no matter what the situation might be, I feel like there's a sense of protection here. Fifth house is Leo energy. Leo has to do with creativity, with children, love affairs, recreation of all kinds. And again, not all of these are going to apply at once for you, but decide which one fits. We have Thoth with the Six of Cups. Okay, now for some of you, if you happen to be a creative person, if you happen to be a writer, say, this makes me think mostly of writing, because Thoth is the scribe of the Egyptian gods. So for some of you, you could be writing or completing a book. And this suggests to me that it could be something of an academic nature, because Thoth tends to lean that way. But we also have the Six of Cups here, so I don't know. I feel like this is something about the past. Maybe somebody's writing a memoir or something. I don't know. There's definitely a sense of looking back to the past. Or it could be that this is a situation that is a past situation or something that's coming around again. Maybe something that you're finishing up. I'm not sure. Again, as we move through the houses, that might become a little clearer. But if that's not the case, because obviously that would be very specific to certain people, I do feel like this could indicate a situation or person from the past, whether this relates to a child or childhood situation, whether this relates to a love affair with somebody, or whether this is something you're encountering in some kind of creative project, or maybe even some kind of recreational setting, There's definitely, I feel like there's this sense of somebody coming around again. This could be an old love that comes around again for some people. But whether it's a person or situation, I feel like there's something that's coming up here. Six of Cups oftentimes is interpreted by a lot of readers as there being a karmic situation, or at least an historical situation, where there may be somebody coming into the picture who you have a history with of some kind, whether from this lifetime or another one, okay? And the fact that Thoth is here does certainly add a karmic dimension to it, because sometimes Thoth does come up in the case of something that's either past life or something that is just, I'm going to use the word destined. I don't like it because I don't necessarily think that that's what it means, but it does seem to indicate a person coming in with whom maybe there is a karmic connection. And again, this person doesn't have to be a lover. This could be a child. This could be something connected to some kind of creative venture. But there definitely is this. It could be somebody who's very visible too, because Leo is certainly somebody who is out there and who is seen. But Thoth with this suggests a kind of a reckoning of a past situation or past relationship. And Thoth is not a negative, by the way. This is more like something is happening, in this timeline, in this lifetime, at the time it's supposed to, okay? So I feel like there's something coming up that, not something you have to control, it's something that's, happening in the way that it's supposed to happen. And it is meant to resolve some kind of past issue, whether it's specifically with this person or just with the situation in general. So let's look at the sixth house. That's where I am, Virgo. This is health, your job if you're employed. This is a house of service. This has to do with worries. This is the house having to do with that. And also, this is the house that would have to do with domestic animals if you have a pet. In fact, with Sphinx here, maybe some of you, this could be cat energy for some of you. I feel like, because Sphinx is a kind of a lion figure. But again, that would be a very, very specific thing. We have Sphinx with the star. So, okay. Now, what are our options here? This may have to do with a job situation. This may have to do with something you've been worried about. And it may also have to do with it could have to do with a health situation as well for somebody. But Sphinx is a card of secrecy. So this says that something is not being said, or there's something you don't know. So somebody's either keeping something a secret, or it's telling you have to wait for more information, okay? There's a passive nature to this card. Sit back, wait, and see. So I feel like there's some kind of situation, again, whether it's connected to a job, whether it's connected to a health issue, or whether this is just some worry or concern that's been on your mind. This is definitely saying, wait and see. There's some hidden factor here, some information that you don't have. You have it with the star, though. So the star seems to indicate to me that, health-wise, this could have to do with vulnerability, okay? Because the star would indicate like coming out of a bad situation and now taking like those first fragile steps towards a new beginning. I mean, the star is a great card. It's full of hope. It's full of possibility. So this is no way a negative omen like for health or anything else. This is actually a very positive card. It's a card of wishes granted. And it's strong Aquarian energy. Sphinx is strong Leo energy. So, so I don't know. I feel like there may be a situation where there's going to be like a hidden treasure here is kind of what I feel like. Like something you're either concerned about, or again, you can decide if this has to do with a job, health situation, whatever. Whatever's being hidden from you, like it just seems like, you're just, I feel like it's saying wait and see because something really great is coming, okay? Some really great, some opportunity, some reason to hope, okay? So, so that's basically, it's a good card overall. Seventh house is Libra energy, so this is partnerships of a more serious or legalized nature, because if we know Libra is the scales, so we're talking scales of justice, so there tends to be a legal or strong committed element to the partnerships of the seventh house. So this would have to do with marriages or domestic partnerships that have a legal implication. It can have to do with business partnerships, other contracts that you have with people. I feel like that's all seventh house, but it's typically the house of partnership. It sits opposite your house of self. So this is about you, and this is about who you are in relationship with in a more serious way. It's a little more serious in terms of relationship than the fifth house. This is something that would be unlegalized. So if you are a single person and you are looking at this from a love angle, this would be saying you might be looking at your chances for meeting somebody perhaps, or the chances of a existing relationship becoming something more permanent. That would also be covered here. All right, so we have Urias with the Queen of Cups. Now, Urias, okay, there's this unexpected energy again with Urias. So now sometimes this can indicate that, I don't know. I don't like to interpret this as kind of like a side relationship. I feel like more this is a secret relationship. But I don't feel like it's somebody, like if you're married, I know that sounds concerning, like, oh my gosh, does my partner have a secret relationship? I'm not really getting that from here exactly. I mean, if you think that applies, then that might be something you want to look into. But instead, I feel more like this is saying there's something unexpected in connection with the relationship. So remember, we're seeing Sphinx down here, and we're also seeing the timing of something coming around. So I have a feeling there's either something about a relationship that you're keeping secret. Maybe you're involved with somebody and other people, you're keeping it on the QT. You're not telling people. Maybe there's somebody who wants to get involved with you and they're keeping it quiet. They're not saying anything. Nonetheless, Urias indicates something not being what it appears to be. But I don't feel that this is I feel like if it came with a second card that was something like the Seven of Swords or something like that, then I would worry about, hey, maybe somebody's sabotaging something here. But I don't feel that. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like there's a situation where there is love. Now, Queens, of course, that's a female card, but it doesn't have to be a woman. This is just somebody who is loved loved by somebody. So it could be a situation where there's somebody, this really, to me, this almost says secret love. Like there's somebody who loves you and you may not be aware, or this person may be trying not to make it obvious that they love you. Maybe it's somebody connected with work, or with something like that, because you do have the Sphinx here. Or maybe it is a situation you've been worried about. Maybe that's your communication issue over here. Maybe you're wondering about your status with somebody, and you've got this card that this can be a marriage indicator. So I don't know. I feel like for some of you, there could be somebody in the background who is who is coming in, who is that there's somebody in the background who cares very much for you. Okay, and again, this doesn't have to be a woman. This can be a man or a woman, but but there's definitely the sense of something that's being kept quiet here. Now, if you're already in a married situation and your marriage is fine, then this does seem to indicate something that either you or your partner, or again, this could have to do with a business partner. There could be some kind of thing, unexpected thing that's coming in, but I feel like this is always an unexpected good thing. Urias, to me, in this position, to me, generally indicates things going well. You know what I mean? This is good stuff. This is usually good surprises. Like, we thought it was crap, and actually it's fine. It's that kind of thing. And with the Queen of Cups, there does seem to be, again, a lot of love or a lot of compassion here. Maybe if you're in a situation with your partner where you feel like they're being secretive, or you feel like they're, withdrawn or pulled away in some way. I mean, this would be a reassurance that this person does love you, okay? So, take it as it resonates, but I don't feel like this is a negative thing. I mean, if you're already in a situation where you're suspicious of your partner, then maybe this would resonate that way. But overall, I'm not, like, when I think about that, I'm getting kind of like that's not really the way it's been meant here. So, but nonetheless, there does seem to be something unexpected either coming from a relationship you're in, if you are married or in a committed relationship or business partnership, or this could mean that there could be a relationship that is unlegalized right now, or somebody who wants to have a serious commitment with you and who loves you and maybe isn't showing it, okay? So let's look at the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy. This has to do with transformations. This has to do with the broader changes, the flow of change in our life in a broader sense. It can have to do with other people's money. Okay, so we have Sirius with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if you'll notice, we have in the house of your own money, we have the Page of Pentacles. So we've got the Page and we've got the Queen. Now, the Queen could be you, okay? But it could be somebody else too. Sirius often brings some kind of stress or difficulty, but not in the sense of necessarily hitting a wall, just that there's a lot of work that has to be put into something. It's like, there's good days and they're taking the rough with the smooth. Sometimes Sirius has to do with physical issues or physical limitations that somebody might have. And again, I don't know if that would apply here. Mentally, this has to do with thinking outside the box, breadth of vision, looking at things in the bigger picture. Okay, this is strong Aquarian energy. So that's not the first time I've seen like this Aquarius energy in the 8th house here. And I'm thinking about the fact that Pluto is now in Aquarius. So I don't know. So our life may be kind of being pushed in a direction that challenges us to think outside the box and do something different. Now, this may be connected to our security or to finances, or this could be a person. This could be a person, we're talking other people's money. Maybe this has to do with a particular individual. Maybe it's somebody's mother or a family member or grandmother or something. I mean, who knows? But Queen of Pentacles, generally, Pentacles are earth signs, so it could be someone who's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or again, this doesn't have to be any of those signs. It could just be somebody who is maybe concerned or connected to your financial security in some way, or just your general, sense of being at home and secure, because that is definitely the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who brings comfort. So this could be a person, this could be a situation, or this could be you in a situation where you are offering this as well. But whatever changes are coming up, this does seem to be a reassurance that either a person or you are going to have this kind of security and safety, whether you're the one bringing it or someone's bringing it to you. And this would indicate, that there's a need to stretch the boundaries of thought here, okay? And maybe, looking at something, understanding that there's going to be there's going to be difficulties that come along with good things, and that also, there may be, you may need to look at something in a different way. Okay, let's go to the 9th house. This is Sagittarius energy, and Sag has to do with with expansion, anything connected to Jupiter. So higher education, educational institutions, religious institutions. So, anything, spiritual learning, what we think of as higher learning, past our normal K through 12 or primary education. This is something beyond that. This is something deeper. It's deeper than the knowledge that we get from the 3rd house, which is a little more pragmatic and maybe superficial. This is about deeper knowledge and expanding your horizons, expanding your thought, learning. It can also be literally about long distance travel, and sometimes legal matters fall into this house as well. Okay, we got double fire here. We've got a King of Wands, which is the culmination of this fiery suit, and you've got the Fire card. So, okay, so if this has to do with, so decide where this fits in for you. But this could be about traveling, maybe in connection with somebody who's a fire sign. It could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But this could also be just somebody who is determined to get their way, someone who's determined to finish something. King of Wands is somebody who has the power, the tools, the resources to get something done. So maybe this is somebody who's finishing school. Maybe this is connected with somebody far away, or somebody who's going to be taking a journey. Maybe it's you. But there definitely seems to be, I feel like it connects a lot with this Sirius energy, like this thinking outside the box, or trying to think more broadly to expand your horizons here. There's this idea of being inspired, because fire does bring inspiration. It also burns up the quote unquote rubbish of things that we don't need anymore. So I feel like, this could be a time when you are, cleaning up, clearing out in some fashion. And there's also this very strong determination. One thing that just jumped into my head, some people might be moving. So maybe this is clearing out the house in preparation for a long journey. Maybe, you've been inspired and determined to do this. But again, this could also have to do with school. It could have to do with any kind of thing that you're learning, maybe that really inspires you to do something here. So this could be you, and this could be somebody else. Maybe you're taking a journey to meet somebody who has these qualities. Again, all of this is as it applies to your situation. Okay, 10th house Capricorn energy. This is Saturn energy, earth-oriented Capricorn. So it is, this has to do with career, fame, reputation, how other people, how your legacy, how people view you and what you offer. Okay, we've got Ta with the 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like maybe you've been in a situation with your career. Maybe there's been a holding pattern here. 4 of Pentacles is more about just maintaining what you have rather than expanding. Although, again, with this Page of Pentacles in the 2nd house, I feel like you're going to be expanding your horizons in some way. Right now, I think you might be kind of trying to hold the fort down while you are building something, okay? So Ta is, Capricorn energy. It's this steady and persistent building, mastering your craft, okay? The 4 of Pentacles, though, might also be a piece of advice. It might be saying that in order for you to build, there may be something, you may have to let go of something. You may have to invest in something, or take a loan, or do something. You might have to make some kind of investment to break out of just holding even and doing something new. You know what I mean? Doing something that's going to open things up and turn this 4 into like a 10. Something that, or a 9 or a 10. But there's strong effort being put here, but whatever it is, it seems to be effort towards kind of maintaining the status quo, at least at the time being. Okay, so now we've got the 11th house. This is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is about your friendships, your social networks, your hopes and wishes, your goals, and it's also considered to be a house of destiny. Okay, so you've got Hathor with the High Priestess. Okay, High Priestess, again, is this idea of something that's hidden or that you don't know. Hathor has a very similar energy to the High Priestess. This is very strong feminine energy. So this could actually relate to a female friend, or somebody in your network. And I feel like there's something here to be unveiled or uncovered, okay? Like there's somebody who's going to either reveal something to you or bring something to you that is going to be important. This is also a card of intuition. So this could just be somebody with very strong intuitive knowing. But Hathor here, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's a female here. Being I also have it with the priestess. I feel like there may be a female here who maybe knows something, not being apparent to you right now, but is going to be somebody maybe who's going to come into play here. If it's not, then this could be, Hathor to me has to do with strong, it's very strong Queen of Pentacles type energy, actually. So I don't know. This could be somebody who makes you feel safe and secure. This is generally somebody who is very, there's a very strong mother vibe with this. But the priestess is that more looking behind the veil energy. So I'm not sure how this is going to apply, but I feel like this could have to do with hopes and wishes, and it can also have to do with your friends. It could just be a person like this who either you currently know, or maybe the priestess means somebody you haven't met yet, or somebody who's not revealed themselves yet. Maybe that's this Urias over here. Maybe there is going to be some kind of a, whether it's a personal partnership or a business one, with somebody who is maybe cares about you or cares about what you're doing. Maybe that's the surprise here. Not entirely sure, because the High Priestess is also that energy of something that's hidden and not knowing. Although this does seem to be connected with kind of there's also this not knowing situation as far as either, potentially a job or something where there might be some kind of a worry or concern. So, I don't know. Strong female energy. I feel like this means there's going to be a female person who's going to be significant to something you're trying to do. Okay. 12th house, Pisces energy. So Pisces is about what's hidden, what you are afraid of, what you don't show others. And, okay, we've got Buckle of Isis with the 4 of Cups. Okay, so 4 of Cups. Actually, you've got 3 4s in this reading. You got the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like there's definitely... okay, 4 of Cups is a dissatisfaction. It could be boredom. It could be just, I don't know, you're just kind of standing still. Maybe there's an opportunity that you're afraid you're going to miss. But there's generally a sense of dissatisfaction. Like you might be looking more at what you don't have right now than at what you have. And I feel like, with this card, usually there's some kind of opportunity being held out, but we're not always looking at it. We don't always see it. Now, Buckle of Isis has to do with the work that is involved in something, okay? This is growth with a sacrifice, or it could indicate work you've put into something already. And maybe you're worried about whether or not it's going to yield fruit. There could be this dissatisfaction with where you are. There's a strong energy here of trying to create stability, okay? So I think there may be some fears around that, around what opportunities maybe you should take or not take, whether or not work you're putting into something is going to be rewarded in some way. So take it as it resonates, but this is showing up in the house of fears. So I think this is what you are struggling with unconsciously here. Overall, okay, you have Nephthys. And now, it's funny, as I was trying to pull these cards, there were 4 other cards. Normally I just pull one. Wanted to come up with it. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Empress. And we have the 6 of Swords. So, 6 of Swords, moving into calmer water, moving away for something. For some of you, I was talking a little bit about moving. This could be a literal move. So, but nonetheless, there just seems to be this movement away from conflict. The Empress is certainly planting the seeds of abundance. This is Taurus energy. So there's definitely this movement towards abundance here. I can also point out that Hathor up here also is very strong Taurus energy. You also have the 8 of Pentacles, which has to do with getting to work, working hard on something, okay? This is about being a mentor or a master of your craft in some way. And the 10 of Pentacles is that, it's funny, I remember when I said this about the 4 of Pentacles, I said, you want to turn that 4 into a 10? Well, you got this 10. So I don't know. This looks very, very good for you, Gemini. There's all of this stuff coming in. I mean, you have 3 cards right here of abundance, of, working at something, being recognized for something, moving into calmer waters, maybe literally moving for some of you. But we have it with the 7th, Nephthys here. So Nephthys indicates that this is all around the corner. You're not seeing it yet. And the circumstances maybe as to how it's going to come about are not entirely clear. Because, we do have the moon down here. We do have this energy, and you have all this energy of secrecy. You've got a wait and see card in the 6th house having to do with, job and stuff like that. There seems like there's going to be something, a relationship or a connection, potentially with a woman, regardless of your marital status or relationship. This seems like this could be a female energy that has not revealed itself to you yet, that is going to be helpful in a particular matter. Like there's just something that's coming up. So I feel like it's telling you not to worry. Now let's do our Wisdom of the Tao card. I don't like to shuffle on this table because you may notice that as I lean on this table, it tends to be a little wobbly. But, you know, at least the camera is a bit wobbly, so I don't want to, yeah, just like that. Okay, so your card for this week, Gemini, is the Intrigue card. This is the card of the monkey, okay? So let me read for you what this card is about. So we're going to go to the, here we go. Things look good, but there are lingering doubts about the future. Instability is the nature of this situation. Don't get too involved. Observe and use the monkey's skill to handle this matter accordingly. You are very practical, and your clever metal energy leads you into lucrative business relationships. The monkey's skills are being inquisitive, industrious, and insightful, and always looking for opportunities to learn. You have high self-esteem and confidence in your abilities. You are brilliant and socially advanced, but this time try to be more open to others' advice. Don't just hear, listen. You are quick-witted, a creative, daring thinker. Try an oblique route to solve your problem. A direct approach will not work, given the many aspects of this matter. And didn't I not tell you, you've got all of these cards of things are kind of behind the scenes. You got Moon, Sphinx, your eyes. Many aspects of this matter have not yet fully been revealed. While you are waiting for more information, you can engage in other ventures, as you are good at juggling several tasks simultaneously. The monkey involves the energies of charm and charisma, great mental energy in both intelligence and ingenuity for resolving difficult problems. You can be persuasive and attract many friends with your magnetic personality and natural skills in diplomacy. Right now, the monkey card is asking you to wait because assistance from within your network is forthcoming. Trust those who trust you. If you still feel it is necessary to move forward with what you have in mind, understand there's a risk. Remember that material accumulation is a double-edged sword. Setting a limit and knowing when to stop can save you. There's an endless supply around you. Enjoy what you have and don't hoard. Your luck, good or bad, will soon shift. Closely monitor the situation. If things change drastically, you may need to have a contingency plan ready to implement. A lot of mental energy is used in dealing with what you have encountered. Increase your clarity with the nurturing earth element, which can help you prepare for the future. Although it might be a tough lesson to learn, the outcome is rewarding. You will win in the end, as you always do. So that is your extra message, and I do feel it very nicely ties together the elements of these cards. Thank you so much for watching this week, Gemini. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you would like to tell me how I did. And do subscribe to the channel if you would like, if you have not done so already, and hit that notification bell. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.